Hi, this is Jess, physio and movement coach based in Chamonix. This is your recovery focused flow designed to support your trail running training. So this is a great one to do after you've got back from a long run or any run on a rest day, or just build into your week so that you're doing some regular mobility work. So to start, we're going to come round into a tabletop position, hands and knees. And just coming through a simple cat-cow here to start. So tucking the tailbone, arching the back, dropping the head. And then reverse that movement. Lift the tailbone, draw back with the hands, open the chest. Pausing in a neutral tabletop, we're going to bring the knees to touch and then just drop the hips from side to side. Take the hands forward and then bring the hips round into big circles, so drawing the hips towards the heels, back towards the mat, round in a big circle. And then switch it up, opposite way. Finding your way back into a tabletop here. We're going to bring the right hand and bring it underneath that gap there between the hand and the knee. If it feels okay to do so, you can bring your right temple down towards the floor. Pausing there in that stretch. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the left hand onto tented fingers. Stay active in that hand as you walk the knees across to the right slightly. Pausing in that twist. Plant that left hand as you draw the right elbow up towards the sky. Option to stay there, or option to reach the arm up if that feels okay to do so. Keep that arm lifted. Step the right foot forward, so in a twisted low lunge. So a block or a book or a cushion is a great option here to give yourself a bit more space. Any discomfort in the shoulder, just bend the elbow. Bring the top hand down beside that front foot. The back knee lifts. I'm going to turn sideways, coming into easy side lunges here. So I'm using the block. You can have fingertips towards the floor. You can have your hands up onto your hips, whatever feels best. Just shifting weight side to side. Stretching the adductors, the inner thighs. And then walking the hands back towards the top of the mat. From here, we're in a low lunge. So even though we're stretching and winding down in this flow, we still want to maintain some muscle activation to be able to stretch in a safe way. So here I have the back toes tucked under. The pelvis is neutral, so I'm not dumping into the lower back. Keep that pelvis neutral, which means there's some glute activation and some core activation here. Once more, we're going to come down into that twisted low lunge. Top hand reaches, and then reach the top hand towards the back of the room. Option to stay there, or option to take hold of that back foot in towards the glutes. You want to take it into more of a quad hip flexor stretch. If that doesn't feel accessible, you can stay here. You can also use the stool or the wall behind you to give yourself a bit more of a stretch. So if you wanted to, you could bring that foot up onto the wall and then use that there to give yourself that quad stretch. Again, you can stay up high, or you could take that round into the twist. And if you need to have a bit more to feel the stretch, take that heel in towards the glutes. Releasing that stretch when you're ready. Coming back down into a tabletop position. From there, we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into down dog. Then pedaling out the feet, stretching the whole back line of the leg, the calves, the hamstrings. Pausing in your down dog, bend the knees to lift the hips. And then coming back into that tabletop position when you're ready. So we're going to move on to the opposite side now. So the left hand comes under. You can bring the left temple towards the floor, that feels okay to do so. You can always bring your head up onto cushions here to make it a bit more accessible. If you want, you can walk the right fingertips forward and the knees across to the left. Pausing in that twist. Walk that right hand back in. As you dial that left elbow up towards the sky, again, option to pause there, or option to reach that hand up high. Keep that arm lifted as you step the left foot forward, coming into a twisted low lunge. Again, an option to come up onto a block here to give yourself some more space. Top hand comes down, find that block towards the top of the mat. As we turn sideways, getting into easy side lunges, shifting weight side to side. Walking the hands back towards the top of the foot, coming into our low lunge. So again, squeezing the glutes, keeping the pelvis neutral to release the front of the hip. Back toes tucked under. So we're stretching the plantar fascia, the bottom of the foot, which can often become tight from running. From there, bring the right hand down, coming back into our twisted low lunge, and then sweeping that top hand towards the back of the room, towards the back foot. Option to stay there, or option to hug that heel in towards the glutes to get more of a hip flexor stretch. Again, take your option. You can use the wall or the sofa to give yourself that quad stretch. You can also be here if that feels better for you. Releasing that back foot if you have it lifted. Bring both hands forward, lifting back up into a down dog. The down dog here, pedaling the feet, dropping one heel then the other. We're going to bend the knees and take some down dog swivels. So take the toes to the left, heels to the right, bend the knees, bring the hips back, and then switch sides. Come forward into your plank position, drop the knees, keep it nice and easy. With control, keep the core engaged. As you drop the hips, lift the chest. And then sit back and pause in child's pose, back of the mat. Okay, from child's pose, we're going to come back up onto hands and knees and then sweep the right foot forward. So here we're setting up for a glute stretch for the front hip. The shin is just off parallel with the tops. We're not aiming for that direct parallel. It's not accessible for most people. For me, it's quite far back. For you, it may be further up, it may be further down. Everybody's hips are different. Just finding the position that works well for you. We're aiming to bring the chest forward over the front leg, hands out wide, and then we're taking some small press up type movements here. So adding in some stretching and mobility work is so important for overall maintenance, but just build it into your routine to keep that flexibility and range of movement to help prevent injury. It's also fantastic to do after a run because the muscles are warm, so you're able to work on that range of movement. It also helps reduce muscle tension, muscle soreness. It's going to help speed up your recovery as well. Okay, we're going to pause in this stretch. So bring your chest forward until you feel a position that feels good for you. Perhaps bring the left forearm across. Have the right hand planted as you twist your chest towards the right. Easing out of that stretch there, bringing the hands behind you on the mat, and then shift the knees from side to side. Easy hip mobility work here. Now we're setting up for the opposite side, so coming to face the back of the mat. From there, again, whatever suits your hips, finding a position where you can have the back knee bent and bring your chest forward over that front leg. Have the arms out wide. It may feel better for you to stay here. If it feels okay to do so, take those small press ups, dropping the chest and lifting. Perhaps a small shift of weight side to side. The primary aim here is stretching the glutes on that front hip. You're going to pause in that stretch, so bring the right forearm across if that feels okay to do so. Perhaps press through that left hand so you're twisting your chest towards the left. Okay, easing out of that stretch when you're ready. And again, simply shifting the knees side to side. Easy hip mobility release here. Next time you drop your knees over to the left, bring the left hand behind. We're going to use that glute strength to lift the hips up. Any discomfort in the knees, stay with the mobility work knees side to side. If it feels okay to do so, we're going to lift the hips up and reach the right hand up towards the sky, really squeezing the right glutes to release the front of the hip here. Sweeping that hand down and switching sides, so drop the knees over to the right. Bring the right hand behind. Again, we're setting up to lift the hips up, really using that glute strength to release the front of the hip. Going back round, finding your tabletop position once more. From there, we're going to tuck the toes, particularly see if you can tuck that big toe under, and start to sit your weight back towards your heels if that feels okay to do so. So if you're very tight in the plantar fascia at the bottom of your foot, this may feel too intense. If so, stay up higher, just to where it feels manageable. You could also bring a pillow between the heel and the glutes, but really aiming to stretch out the bottom of the foot, particularly that big toe joint. So the big toe joint is where we get a lot of our efficiency of our movement, the press off to propel us forward as we're running. So we really want that big toe joint to be mobile, so we can get that efficiency through our foot. If it's stiff, it really affects our gait and our running. So taking the moment now to stretch that out, and also, if you can, the other toes tucked under, stretching the whole plantar fascia, that connective tissue that runs along the bottom of the foot. Releasing there when you're ready, and just tapping the feet out. From your hands and knees position, roll up into a tall kneeling stance. So we're on two knees. Going to bring the left foot out, point the toes out to the side. From there, bring the forearm down, take a big side stretch, using that glute strength again to release the side. Keep the legs as they are, but reverse the hands. Again, a great option to have a block or a cushion to bring the ground up to you here. Once again, side stretch. And reverse the arms. Coming through that side stretch once more, and then sweep both hands down, extend that left leg out to the side, and we're coming here into adductor rocks. So bringing the weight forward and backwards, stretching out the inner thigh. If you're very open here, you may want to come down onto forearms. Whichever position you're in, just making sure you're keeping the pelvis steady and neutral. If you come down low and you want to tilt that tailbone up, stay up higher, keep that neutral position. I'm going to place a block underneath my right hand. You can have your hand on the floor. From there, reach the left hand up towards the sky. Rotate through the mid-back. And then place that hand through the gap towards the ground. And rotating to open, so mobilizing here. Pausing with that arm lifted, and then bringing the hand down, coming back up into that tall kneeling position. And just simply roll the shoulders. Can carry a lot of tension in the upper traps, particularly if we're carrying a bag as we're running, hiking. And then setting up to the opposite side. So the right toes turn out. From there, bring the right forearm down, back hand reaches up and over, big side stretch. The legs stay as they are, but reverse the hands. So find the mat or the block to the back of the mat. And once more, coming forward. And reverse. Once more, side stretch to the top of the mat. And then bringing both hands down, extending that right leg out long. Coming into adductor rocks here, so shifting weight forward and backwards. Okay, option to have that left hand on a block as you reach the right hand up towards the sky, twisting through the centre, and thread that hand through that gap. Mobilising here, so lifting, opening, and threading that hand through. Once more. Lift up and pause. Then bringing both hands down, finding tabletop position once more on the mat. I'm going to tuck the toes, lift the hips down dog, pedal the feet. Taking those down dog swivels. So bending the knees, toes to the left, heels to the right, sit the hips back, and then switching side to side. Keep the toes to the right, heels to the left, sit the hips back, then option to come up onto tented fingers on the right hand, stretching that whole right side of the body. And then switching heels to the left, toe, and heels to the right, toes to the left. And then coming up onto tented fingers on the left hand. Coming round into a plank position. Drop the knees. From there, drop the hips down, but keeping that glute and core strength to protect the lower back. So not just dumping into the lower back here, we're still using some strength to get that stretch in a safe way. And then drop back into a child's pose position, pausing in child's pose back of the mat. From your child's pose, sweeping the feet around, coming down onto your back now. So from here, we are going to hug the right knee in towards the chest, extend the left leg out long, bringing a block or a cushion to the left side of your hip, guiding the knee across and resting it on top of that block. From there, bringing both arms in front of you and starting off by peeling that top arm open and close. So here we're really looking at mobilising mid-spine, the thoracic spine, an area that can often become tight from doing linear activities like running, spending time sitting,
And when we're not mobile in our mid-back, we compensate elsewhere. If it feels okay to do so, you can reach that top arm up and around into a big arc, and then close back across the body. So a lovely opener for the chest. Next time you open into that twist, pausing there. And then rolling back onto your back, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Gentle rock from side to side. Extending the right leg out long, keep that left knee hugged in. Bring the block to the right side of your hip, and then guide that knee across, setting up for the opposite side here. So you want that knee supported, bringing both hands to touch, and starting off by peeling that top arm open and close. If it feels okay to do so, take that round in a big arc above the head, mobilizing through the shoulder, opening across the chest, the front pecs. Pausing in that twist. And then when you're ready, finding your way onto your back once more, hugging the knees in towards the chest. And to finish, we're going to relax on the mat. Option to extend the legs out long to finish here. If you want to, you can take legs up the wall. So bringing the hips in close to the wall, sweeping the legs up high, and just finding a comfortable position here. So once you're in a comfortable position, either legs up the wall or finding a comfortable position on the mat, we're going to bring our attention to our breath. Just focusing on some slow, deep breathing to finish. So we spend a lot of our life on the go, busy, training hard. We don't often spend that much time in a relaxed state, and actually ramping down the nervous system, activating the parasympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system is really important, not only for how we're feeling in terms of day-to-day, our mood, but also for enabling all the physiological adaptations from our training. So bringing your hands to the rib cage. From here, we're focusing on taking a big inhale and feeling the ribs expand out wide. And as we exhale, the ribs naturally fall in. So feel free to follow your own rhythm. If you'd like to follow a count, we're going to start. So inhaling through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the top. And then open the mouth and exhale fully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open the mouth wide and exhale all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once more here. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the end of that exhale, just allow the breath to return to a normal rhythm. Hopefully you can feel it slow down. And then staying here or on your back for as long as you feel you need to. If you'd like to move, coming out of that position and just hugging the knees in towards the chest. Gently rocking from side to side. And then when you're ready, making your way up into a seated position.
So that is all for the recovery focus flow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel more flexible and calmer, and that you can build this into your routine to support your trail running training.